Hello sports fans and welcome to Fan Base Sports. My name is James Michael Marshall and I'm your host. Today we're going to talk about our 4N. As I told you, Baylor always loses to a team they're supposed to beat. They went into Morgantown to play West Virginia last week and they lost 27-41. So there's a little movement in my 4N this week. Florida State, they beat Notre Dame, which is an amazing game. We'll get into that later. Number 2 is Mississippi State. They had a bye week, which they're going to need. Number 3, Ole Miss. They beat the crap out of Tennessee. And number 4, it is an SEC team, but it's not who you think. It's the Georgia Bulldogs. And the reason is because the offensive line is doing a tremendous job, and we'll get into that because Chubb rushed for 202 yards this week. That shows you that they might not need Gurley. My number 1 team is Florida State. Let me tell you why. Jameis Winston. When you look at the clips, look what he does under pressure. In the second half, he was amazing. First of all, both quarterbacks in that game was amazing. But Jameis Winston came through. He made the perfect throws down the stretch in this game. The reason I keep him at number 1, they have the best college player to me in Jameis Winston. When you watch the clips from this game, look at how he steps back, stays in the pocket, and makes the perfect throws. If it wasn't for his off-the-field antics, he would be a Heisman Trophy candidate. But Florida State's number 1. My number 2 team is Mississippi State. They was idle this week and they need some rest because they're going to need it to go undefeated the rest of the way. So they come back and play Kentucky, which would be a glorified scrimmage, but it could be a trap game, so stay number 2, Mississippi State. My number 3 team is Ole Miss. And let me tell you why, because Ole Miss has the best defense in college football. Let me tell you what they're doing. In 7 games, they're only giving up 10.6 points a game. They're only giving up 290 yards a game. They have 15 interceptions, with 3 of them they ran back for touchdowns. They beat Tennessee 34-3, which was a walk in the park. The next big challenge will be LSU under the lights. And my only thing is that if Bo, I give them the slight edge over LSU because all Bo has to do is have no TOs. My number 4 is Georgia, and can you believe this without Todd Gurley? I'm talking about Georgia's number 4, and the reason is the offensive line. The offensive line is playing tremendous. How else can you explain that the backup running back, Chubb, ran for 202 yards behind that strong offensive line? Can they beat Auburn? But they have Auburn at home. If they go undefeated, they beat Georgia Tech, their last game, and they win the SEC championship, they have to be in the Final Four.